of actions, making this the most opportunistic time for you to finally restructure or even resolve your tax debt with the IRS. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, have unfiled tax returns, and are experiencing hardships because of the impact of COVID-19, you could qualify for more aggressive resolution plans with the IRS. Tax Advocate Group has specialists ready to help you determine your eligibility for these programs. Act now before it's too late. This could be your best chance to resolve your tax debt. If left unresolved, your debt will continue to accumulate penalties and interest and eventually be subject to serious and punitive collection activity. Call to take advantage of these temporary tax relief options to resolve your tax debt today.
Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. Again, 800-555-1212.
Don't miss the Valley Labor Report.
This is the most illuminating question that I ever have heard regarding workers' power in the workplace. If the boss left tomorrow, could the company still function? And now think about, what if all of the workers left? If the boss left tomorrow, the company would be fine. If all the workers left tomorrow, the company would be in ruins. And yet, Kroger's CEO is getting a 20% pay raise while they cut the hazard pay program. Elon Musk got a $7 million bonus while he carries out layoffs and pay cuts.
Brothers and sisters, we've got to organize. We have got to come together. If you're going to see any substantial gains, we have got to come together.
Every Saturday from 9:30 to 11 a.m. with your hosts, David Story and Jacob Morrison. Only on WVNN. Depend on it. News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat, the pulse of Americana, with your beautiful bearded host, Zach Walker. Alabama's best no-holds-barred, constitutionally conservative, Christ-centered talk radio. If that don't fire you up, your wood's wet. Now, it's time for your bearded host, Zach Walker.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat, or welcome in if it's your first time joining us, which if you're listening live, obviously it is because it's Monday. If you're listening on the podcast, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is for you there. Wow, what a weekend. Wow, what a weekend. Checking in with producer Connor, DJ Dallas. Let's go over here and see how producer Connor's doing. Producer Connor, how are you this morning, buddy?
I'm doing all right. It's a Monday morning.
Just another manic Monday.
There you
go. Wish it was Sunday. Whoa. That's pretty good.
You know, people actually tell me that you're actually a really good singer when you try.
Who told you that?
My cousin Chris. Told me
that. Chris. You talking about Chris? He can make a 6-string guitar sing, can he?
Yeah, but he
can sing and play.
He was complimentary of your singing too, and it's funny because I only know you for doing your your
fun,
intentionally bad renditions of popular songs, and I was like, wow, he can actually sing, huh?
I mean, I don't know if I could say. I mean, yeah, I thank you, Chris. Chris is a nice fella. But I mean, okay, yeah, I do. I mean, I lead worship a lot, so Chris and I play the sunrise service together usually. This year it was obviously COVID killed it, but we've played the sunrise service at Athens State for the last 3 years together, and so that's where he and I kind of play a little music from time to time. But yeah, I'm no Chris, but I can carry a tune in a bucket as long as it's got a lid. So checking in with DJ Dallas. What's up, man?
Good morning. I'm a little tired this morning.
I was about to say, you and Connor have swapped roles this morning. Connor's over here just his wood is not wet over there. He's fired up.
Yeah, last week I was pretty good about
you were good one day.
I mean, I feel like I was pretty good for a majority of the week.
I know, I'm just messing.
I think maybe it's just Monday.
My wife called you a pincushion this weekend.
Okay.
And I was like, that's not fair. And I was like, wait a minute. It's kind of your role, though.
I just,
I mean, but it's not. But it's not. I mean, you're on the radio with me every day.
I just roll with the punches.
So you're the punching bag or the pincushion?
I mean,
6 1, half a dozen the other.
Do what?
Oh my God!
I didn't hear what you said.
6 1, half a dozen the other. Are you serious? Connor, help me out here. You've heard that.
I have, but I had heard it for a long time before I knew what it actually before I knew what the saying was.
6 on one hand,
Yeah.
half a dozen on the other hand. How many is half a dozen?
6.
Okay, so it's the same.
Okay.
Hey!
Yeah, but people tend to say it so fast that it like runs together. I can't
6 one, half a dozen the other.
Yeah, see, like I couldn't really.
Like 6 1 half dozen other. Like those words have no meaning in that like when it's said so quickly that you hear like maybe dozen and 6.
It's like when you're learning Spanish, and you go up to like a native Spanish speaker, and they're just putting it all together.
I think when you say 6'1", I think like height. Like who's 6'1"?
Okay, all right, Connor. I don't.
You're not valuing my input today.
No, I value it significantly. I just wish it wasn't. It was, I mean,
He wants you to be on his side.
Yeah, I do. I need you to be on my side. Good morning, everyone live streaming this morning. Robert Rigsby says, sounds like Dallas needs a nap. Yes, Robert, you wouldn't be wrong. I do have something before we dive into our weekend, because, boy, I went to Jackson. I'm going to Jackson.
Mississippi?
Yep. Pretty cool city. Can you that microphone buzz kills me. I've got a meeting today at 11:30. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to get that handled, because Connor loves to be able to chime in. You can see him, right?
The computer kind of covers up.
But Connor, like, if you look up, can you wave? Like, what if you raise your hand and wave? If you raise your hand and wave, then Dallas will know to turn your mic on. Did you wave?
Yeah, I'm waving. I put the wide shot on the live stream so people can see my hand over in the corner.
Yeah, over there.
Yeah.
So when you wave, Dallas can then put you on. Otherwise, because I just cannot sit here and listen to this buzz. Bzzz. And I don't know if you can hear it on the radio or the live stream, but I can hear it in my ears, and that's really all that matters, because it's not about the radio or the live stream. It's about me listening to my own self on my headphones. Anyways. What was I going to say?
I don't know.
I said one thing before we talk about our weekend. Goodness gracious. And then I said, I'm going to Jackson.
You said you were going to Jackson, but you didn't tell us what you were doing or your highlight.
So this is like child-free week for Ashley and I. Okay. So her mom decided that her mom and my mom both love to come get Zayden, or we'll take Zayden to them or whatever. He stays a week. We get a vacation-ish. I mean, obviously I love my son to death, but everybody out there that has a kid is saying right now, oh yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about. Yeah, yeah, a week off, yeah, sure. So this is our week, right? And so we went to Jackson to drop him off because it's halfway-ish, and, it's 6 one, half a dozen the other. And so we decided to just grab a little hotel there and make some plans and go to the Nike outlet. And, we went to an escape room. For those of you that follow our Facebook page, you got to see some live videos of me and Mrs. Your Bearded Host. She and I went and did an escape room that they essentially told us had absolutely no chance of winning, and they were right. We did get further than most people, but we'll talk through. But there's a lot to talk through. Man, Jackson's it's a diverse place. It's diverse.
I've never been.
The disparity between, when they say the other side of the tracks.
Yeah.
There's an old Ferrari dealership in the middle of an area where I wouldn't have even gotten out of the truck. And it's just the poverty. I would love to. Maybe John from Elkmont knows something about Jackson, Mississippi, and he can give us a history lesson on that, because I would love to know what happened to Jackson. It's like, on one hand, you've got, I don't know, it's just a really, really, really like, and no pun intended, but like black and white, meaning totally opposite, not in color, but like you've got one side and then the other side, and it's just polar opposites.
Have you watched Outer Banks?
I watched some of it.
Is it kind of like that, maybe?
Huh?
Or maybe you're thinking of the wrong show.
No, I'm not. You're talking about the.
There's like the poor side of things.
Yeah, but no, it's not. But it's. You're like saying, over in the Hamptons where it's a little bit poor, like Outer Banks and Jackson, Mississippi are totally Jackson. I mean, I'm talking about like Poe,
like Okay.
Like homeless. Everybody's sleeping under bridges.
Okay.
And so, anyways, I don't know if anybody knows like what happened in Jackson. I would love to hear a little bit about kind of the history of Jackson. But before I dive into my weekend, Dallas? What did you do this weekend? Did you hoop it up?
Yeah, we had a tournament.
Did you win?
I mean, no, we didn't win. We didn't win
Mute
the whole
yourself.
thing,
I'm not
but-
mute yourself.
Okay.
Connor, how was your weekend?
You know, my mic was off, so I started eating a banana. So you caught me mid banana. No,
It's okay.
Weekend was fine. I honestly,
Did you do anything fun? Did you play basketball?
I did not. I do
Football?
not. No,
Baseball?
no.
Soccer?
We could do this all day.
Good, you're not a communist. So what did you do?
I did. I think Friday. I think I went with some friends. We went to a driving range.
Oh my
Now,
goodness. I have a set of clubs in the back of my truck. We can go anytime you want. My treat. I just want to see you hit a golf ball.
see, that's the thing. If you had waited for me to finish the thought, you would have heard me say that that was my first time swinging a golf club in my life.
No, I figured that. I didn't need you to finish that thought, and I still want to take you to the driving range just to watch you attempt to hit a golf ball.
Yeah, I have a friend who is, he's recently, like in the past couple months, started getting into golfing, and he knows the basics, and he's trying to teach me, how to stand, how to get on my heels or whatever, bend the knees, or whatever the stance is. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe he's not very good at
maybe he
golf
was a
either.
bad coach. I don't know.
Maybe you need somebody that actually understands golf to teach you how to play it.
But I'd hit the ball, it'd go like 10 feet, and I'd consider it a win.
That'd be like me trying to teach you how to do the radio.
An impossible task.
Exactly. Bingo. Oh my goodness. Sorry, Shark Week's on in the background, and a great white shark just jumped over a guy on a jet ski, and it caught me off guard. Man, that'd be scary, wouldn't it? That'd be scary. All right, listen, if you are joining us on the live stream, thehometownheartbeat.com, thehometownheartbeat.com, or join us on Facebook, join us on Instagram. It looks like we got a bunch of people up early this morning. The stream numbers are looking good. Real good. Double digits at 5:15. I'll take it. Listen, if you're we did have a conversation this week, and a bit of a challenge. I don't know if a challenge is the right word, maybe a bet. Maybe a bet. I don't know. There was no official wager, but I'd call it a bet. Somebody, and they will remain nameless, said that from 5 to 6 I could essentially fart into a microphone for an hour and nobody would hear it. Basically, is what they and not because of us, but because of the time. I mean, they said on any radio station. We were talking about Rick and Bubba and their kickoff hour, saying they're on the same time we are. And I said, au contraire, my friend. Robert Rigsby will be up, so he'll be listening. Glenn Byram, I know he's listening. I got a mom. She might. No, that's right. She won't get up either. But if if you are joining us for the early morning hour, I need to hear it. If you're listening to this on the podcast archive, shoot us an email. Show at thehometownheartbeat.com. That'd be SHOW at thehometownheartbeat.com. And if you're listening live driving to work right now, call us. Call us right now, 1-866-494-WVNN, 1-866-494-9866. I just want to prove to my friend there are a bunch of hardworking, red-blooded men and women who wake up early in the morning and they go to work every single day, especially now that $600 a month is gone, or $600 a week extra is gone. Now we got to go to work. Got to. So if you're listening, give us a call, 1-866-494-WVNN. If you're on the stream, give us a comment. There she is, Michelle. Good morning. If you comment, call us, email us, let us know you listen to this 5 o'clock hour, because we've got we've got a little wager on the line here. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker here, the big, beautiful, bearded host of WVNN's smartest show on the radio, Hometown Heartbeat. Listen, if you're building or buying or remodeling a house, the first thing you need to think about is your cabinets. You'll spend the most money there and oftentimes get the least return on your investment. Our friends at Cabinet Express Online are the only game in town that we trust here at Hometown Heartbeat. Give them a call today at 256-970-5857. Let them come come out to your house, do a free consultation, 3D rendering of the home. It's absolutely beautiful. It's awesome. Their prices won't be beat, and I promise you'll be satisfied just like I was with my cabinets from Cabinet Express Online. Again, call our friends at Cabinet Express Online at 256-970-5857 or visit them on the web at cabinetsexpressonline.com.
Hey everybody, this is Lindsay Gandy from Cotton Row Interiors. The real estate market in North Alabama is booming and showing no signs of slowing down. If you're thinking about selling your house, now is absolutely the time to do it. But before you do that, you need to call Cotton Row Interiors at 256-BUY-SELL. Cotton Row Interiors is the premier interior design and home staging service in the Southeast. Leah Carter, our lead designer, has years of experience and a wealth of knowledge when it comes to design and staging your home. Staging your home is the key to selling your house quickly and for a premium price. Statistics show that houses that have been staged can sell up to 30 times faster than those that are unstaged, and the sale price can balloon by as much as 20%. It's honestly a no-brainer. Call Leah today at 256-BUY-SELL to schedule your free in-home design consultation today. Get that HGTV home that you've always dreamed of, regardless of your budget. Again, call Cotton Row Interiors today at 256-BUY-SELL. So 256-BUYSELL.
Listen, if there's one thing I know, people don't always live what they profess with their mouth, but they absolutely live what they truly believe in their heart.
Tune into Hometown Heartbeat, the smartest show on radio, every day from 5 to 7.
Look, this push to erase history, to erase the past, to erase white Jesus, it's all a little bit crazy.
With the biggest, boldest, most bearded host, Zach Walker.
The bottom line is this. If you follow the money from BLM, from Black Lives Matter, you find it ending up in the pockets of white Democrats. And really, there's nothing consistent about that, but rather it's an attempt to patronize the entire community. What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, boisterous, bearded host from Hometown Heartbeat, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. on WVNN. Let me tell you something. We are so excited to be joining you guys on the radio, on the live stream, on the podcast, on the website, on the interweb, on the Facebox, on the Tweetergram. We are fired up, and you should be too, because it's one of the only places you can get real truth in the media. So make sure that you go to thehometownheartbeat.com, thehometownheartbeat.com, and at the top, click listen live, watch live, or podcast. Every day the archive comes out, no commercials. You can get smarter and not have to listen to ads. Make sure you join us every day, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. on WVNN. That's thehometownheartbeat.com. Stay classy, San Diego.
770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Depend on it.
You know she made me rock and roll again. Put the swagger in my soul again.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am your big, beautiful, bearded host, Zach Walker. Checking in, producer Connor, DJ Dallas. We had some calls in the break that we got some hardworking Americans out there. You know what? Hardworking Americans out there. Lori, our buddy out there cleaning pools at 5 in the morning.
Yeah, Laura.
Laura? You said Lori. Straight up. When play show, you said Lori.
I think I typed it wrong when I typed. Did I say Lori?
You said it out loud with your mouth.
Okay. I apologize.
Mouth. It's okay.
I
I forgive you. I had some stories to tell you, but now that my wife is listening, we'll hold on till she goes to work at like 7, so it's 6:30 when she goes in. She's always real early. She's like me, likes to wake up and get there on time. Or if you're earlier on time, if you're on time, you're late. Does that hurt your head every time I say that?
No, I just have a headache.
Oh, why you have a headache, man?
I don't know. I don't get headaches, but like right behind my eyes.
Yeah. Well, it looked like
Or
it
like
just
right
it looked
here.
like it just hit you really
It
fast.
kind of did.
What? So you're sitting there, you're fine, and all of a sudden, like you were slapped, a headache just came on. Because literally, we were sitting here having a conversation, and like out of nowhere, you're like, oh, whoa, oh. Did it hit you that quickly?
It kind of like eased in, but then it got strong. I don't get headaches, so
Oh.
anytime my head
I got
hurts,
some
it's
Tylenol
weird.
on the truck.
Okay.
I'll go get you some in the break.
Thank
But anyway, so Jackson, Mississippi. I'm going to Jackson. Ed Franks, yes, I listened to you guys during work, first hour through the day. Well, Ed Franks Jr., we're trying to help you get through that first hour or 2 hours. Ed, and if you don't listen to the whole thing, Ed, you need to go to the podcast app. Go in there to podcasts, search Hometown Heartbeat with Zach Walker. Click subscribe, give us a rating, and you'll get this whole show archived and sent straight to your phone. Anyways, so yeah, no, Jackson is so it's a diverse place. It's very, like, on one hand, we went to some fantastic restaurants and the escape room, which was really something. We did the Houdini's challenge, and so the whole premise is Houdini, one of his rival magicians is coming after his book of tricks, and you had to find it. And it was okay. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't the one we wanted to go to. Listen, if you own a small business that is service based, or people have to book and buy a certain time or an appointment with you, when your software pops up on their phone and it says select a date, it should only show you the times for that date. Does anybody disagree with that?
No.
I mean, Connor, that makes sense, right? I'm not crazy.
No, I agree.
Okay. So I was on this place, and I'm not gonna say their name, 601 Escape Rooms. I'm not gonna do that and embarrass anybody, but it's not 601 Escape Rooms. They're in Jackson, and I'm trying to scroll through my phone here, and impromptu date night with my wife, kids with grandma, testosterone replacement therapy kicking, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to get to an escape room, and I get on my phone and I scroll, pick a date, and I said today, boom, hit the date, and I took to scrolling. So I booked for 8:00. First of all, I don't know what in the world we were thinking, that we were still gonna want to be awake at 8:00 in the evening, but anyways, I booked for 8:00, and then there's another story about pools that I don't even want to get into, because that, embarrassing situation there, certainly. But I'm kidding. It wasn't that embarrassing. It was pretty funny. But anyways, I call the place and I'm like, hey, plans have changed. Can we come in? Do you have a different escape room available earlier or whatever? And she's like, well, what time did you book for? And we were like 8. She goes, I don't have you booked at 8. She was like, oh, you booked at 8:00 tomorrow night. I'm like, what? Huh? The only date I selected was today. Apparently, the way their stupid app works,
If you scroll too far,
if you scroll past a time, it's like, but I picked a date. And then they tried not to give me a refund back.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I got my, are you kidding me? Yeah, I got my refund back. So anyways, we ended up at this other one. We ended up at the B. We ended up playing with the B team over here at this strip mall version of an escape room. And it was okay. It was okay. We had a good time. It was fun.
That's all that matters, really.
Yeah, that's right. No, winning doesn't. I mean, I walked.
It's hard to win those things.
I walked back to the hotel. Ashley took an Uber. That way we had a little time to kind of decompress from. No, I'm kidding. Totally joking. It was fine. It wasn't that big of a deal. She found like a clue, and I did a lot of the heavy lifting. But outside of that, I'm kidding, babe. I'm kidding. It was a lot of fun. We ate really good food. Really good food. Stayed at a really nice hotel. And so I may or may not have used coronavirus to cancel a reservation at one hotel so that we could stay at a different one. May or may not have just been like, I think I'm fine, but like if I can't smell or taste and I may have a fever, so do you really want me coming to your hotel? He was like, do you have the Rona? And I was like, I don't know, sir, but I need to cancel my reservation. He was like, no problem. It's done. So that may or may not be the right thing to do, but it worked. All in the pursuit of a pool. We wanted to go lay by a pool, but that didn't quite work out either. It was private at the time for the spa only. Only the spa clients could use it. And I said, great. Can I buy a day pass, or what service do you want me to buy? I mean, you want to give me a manicure? Like what? Sir, we don't offer paid access to our pool. It's like, well, it's literally the first picture on Google and the only reason that we came here.
So how do you get in then? How do you get into the pool?
Apparently, you have to be a massage client or something. Like you cannot just go to the pool. Coronavirus.
Spa people just don't.
Coronavirus.
They don't spread coronavirus.
Apparently, we looked like too much. I mean, we didn't look like we had enough money. Apparently, what it boils down to. Which look. I mean, I'm not a great looking person by no means, but I have my wife with me, so I thought that'd get us in. I don't know. Maybe it was my jorts that she didn't like. Cut off jean shorts for a swimsuit. Maybe
that'll do it.
Yeah,
That'll
Larry
do it.
Wayne wants his. Will Billy sent him down there with me. I mean, he said, "Man, I heard he's going on a date with your wife here," and he threw me some jorts, and I said, "Well, I guess I'll give him a go." But anyways, no, we had a good time. Jackson again, really cool place, really cool city. Oh, okay. One more story. So, and then we'll dive into the news. So, we're at this restaurant. It's like a half a block away from our hotel, or I'm sorry, half a mile, a couple blocks away from the hotel. And so I lean over to the people next to us, and I'm like, "Hey, we're not from here. Can we walk back here, or are we safe or what?" And they're like, "No, heavens no, you can't walk back. No. So we get an Uber. Like, Ashley's scared at this point. Like, fine, whatever, we get an Uber. Walk outside, there's this big old, I'm talking about 6 foot tall black cop just standing there chilling. And I walked over and I was like, "Hey man, is it, like, just out of curiosity, would we be safe to walk back to the Westin from here?" He was like, "Yes." And I was like, "Then why are people so scared in Jackson?" And I looked at him and I go, "Because white people are freaking crazy. And they ain't never been nowhere in their life." And he got to crying. He was laughing so hard. Like, he was just like, he didn't expect some white dude to come up and make a joke about how white people are all scared of the inner city for no reason, because they are. And it was just really, really funny. I was like, "Because white people are crazy." And he got had his mask on too the whole time. So it was like, and he was just laughing so hard. And he was crying. It was fantastic. And then we got back to the hotel. I used the same joke twice, and my wife was like, "Okay, that's enough of the joke, the white people joke." And I'm like, "But it's funny." She was like, "It was funny once." I was like, "But it was the first time." I said, "But it's the first time he heard it. So it was funny again." She was like, "But you laughed at it like it was the first time you had heard it."
I think
and I
she's
said,
right.
That's because I tell great jokes.
No, she's right.
Dallas, mute yourself. I'm kidding. I'm totally joking. No, we had a great time in Jackson. When we get back, we'll dive into the stories of the day. We'll take your phone calls, 1-866-494-WVNN, 1-866-494-9866. I'm your big, beautiful, bearded host. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. News starts now.
In uncertain times, you can be certain of this. The Salvation Army is serving those most in need with help and hope. Thanks to your donations, the Salvation Army is helping those affected by COVID-19, those who've lost wages, who have no home to retreat to, who need food, help with utilities, and most of all, hope. To see how you can continue to make a difference, visit givewestwood.org, givewestwood.org.
Launched 2 months ago, spent 2 months on board station, and did those 4 spacewalks and over 100 hours of science and research. That was really extra here. The primary mission was to get this spaceship certified for future operational missions.
Correspondent Rachel Crane. Both sides report progress over the weekend. Negotiations with lawmakers in Washington on the next COVID-19 relief bill are set to resume today. I'm John Trout.
What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker here, the big, beautiful, bearded host of WVNN's smartest show on the radio, Hometown Heartbeat. Listen, if you're building or buying or remodeling a house, the first thing you need to think about is your cabinets. You'll spend the most money there and oftentimes get the least return on your investment. Our friends at Cabinet Express Online are the only game in town that we trust here at Hometown Heartbeat. Give them a call today at 256-970-5857. Let them come out to your house, do a free consultation, 3D rendering of the home. It's absolutely beautiful. It's awesome. Their prices won't be beat, and I promise you'll be satisfied just like I was with my cabinets from Cabinet Express Online. Again, call our friends at Cabinet Express Online at 256-970-5857 or visit them on the web at cabinetsexpressonline.com.
Hey everybody, this is Lindsay Gandy from Cotton Row Interiors. The real estate market in North Alabama is booming and showing no signs of slowing down. If you're thinking about selling your house, now is absolutely the time to do it. But before you do that, you need to call Cotton Row Interiors at 256-BUY-SELL. Cotton Row Interiors is the premier interior design and home staging service in the Southeast. Leah Carter, our has years of experience and a wealth of knowledge when it comes to design and staging your home. Staging your home is the key to selling your house quickly and for a premium price. Statistics show that houses that have been staged can sell up to times faster than those that are unstaged, and the sale price can balloon by as much as 20%. It's honestly a no-brainer. Call Leah today at 256-BUY-SELL to schedule your free in-home design consultation. The home that you've always dreamed of, regardless of your budget. Again, call Cotton Row Interiors today at 256-BUY-SELL. So 256-BUYSELL.
Hey everybody, this is producer Connor from the smartest show on the radio, Hometown Heartbeat, as well as the Dale Jackson Show live stream. And if you haven't yet, you need to reach out to our friends at Cotton Row Productions. If you're a local business owner, chances are that you know how important content creation and digital marketing are in these unprecedented times. Our friends at Cotton Row Productions are the only people trusted by both the Dale Jackson Show and Hometown Heartbeat when it comes to video, podcasting, and live streaming. They also have video packages and content creation services for every budget. Video doesn't have to be expensive, but with Cotton Row Productions, it will be effective. For a flat monthly fee, get high-quality digital media content that will catapult your business from out of touch to in demand. Don't neglect your digital footprint and call Cotton Row Productions at 256-289-7355 and tell them producer Connor sent you. Again, that's Cotton Row Productions at 256-289-7355. Get started on your path to social media dominance with our friends at Cotton Row Productions today.
What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host here on Beat. I wanted to talk about my friends over at Cotton Row Productions. If you're a church creator or pastor, and throughout this coronavirus, you have decided it's time to invest in your live stream capabilities. Look at what we're doing here. The Dale Jackson Show and Hometown Heartbeat are proudly produced by Cotton Row Productions, and they are the best in live media production and creative for your church. They work with any budget, any amount of equipment. Look, it's a frustrating process, I know, and they are the best in the business at getting you and your message live streamed. And when we're talking about the gospel, what more important message? So reach out to my friends at Cotton Row Productions at 256-289-7355. Again, that's 256-289-7355. And when you call, make sure you ask for producer Connor from Hometown Heartbeat and the Dale Jackson Show. They'll take great care of you.
770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am your big, beautiful, bearded host, Zach Walker, checking in, producer Connor, DJ Dallas. What's going on, everybody? Okay. So we've checked in on the weekend. We've talked about I'm going to Jackson. I played baseball last night. The Huntsville Cubs got it in.
Did you win?
Yep. Run rule. I did not pitch, thank God. I was able to actually. Whoa. I wish we had instant replay and Connor could just bring so he went to adjust his mic and his stand's a little loose and he pulled on it and it just straight up smashed him in the face, right in the chin there. That was pretty funny. I'm sorry. I know I'm laughing on the radio for something people can't see. And that's probably that's the worst thing to do. On the radio is talk about stuff that it's like inside jokes, more or less, because they can't see what I see and I'm laughing. Anyways, you need to wipe that freaking smirk off your face. You look like did your chin hurt? Is that what happened?
No.
Just your head.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We can replay. I mean, it might take us a minute, but Connor will back it up, and we'll be able to see that if we were on that camera. Unless it was on the solo shot of me, we've got that somewhere. Anyways, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about in the world. I mean, I stayed unplugged from the news all weekend, and goodness gracious, we had a weekend, huh?
Yeah, it was a pretty solid weekend of news.
Apple going 4-1. Did you see that?
I did not.
Well, I sent it to you in a text, so that's cool.
I read the headline, but I didn't read
cool,
the story.
Man.
I didn't read
now
the
he
story.
read the headline. First he didn't see it. Now he read the headline after he realized that I sent him the text message. Connor, did you look at it?
I did, actually. Yeah.
Hey! All right. Well, Dallas is – well, you can't move any further down than 3, so I guess you're not having to go anywhere. I was going to say Connor is going to be –
You can move me behind Will Billy.
I don't want to do that to you. That wouldn't be fair. I did enjoy Will Billy though. Did we like that on Friday?
I think it's a consensus.
I think so too. I mean everything I heard about it was good. So, but yeah. So Apple, their stocks started trading so high that they've done it before. They did 7-1 before. This time it'll be 4-1. So it was trading at like 380 on Friday, and so when they go 4-1, basically every stockholder that has stock now will get. For every one stock, they'll get 3 more. So they'll have a 4-1, right? So basically, if you have 100 shares of Apple at 380, which is where it was trading, on Monday, when trading opens, you'll have 400 shares of Apple at 100.
So how does that work? They're just like, is their price like tripling or?
No. So what you're doing is you're opening up, you're making your stock affordable to more people, which means you can raise your market capitalization and you can increase your valuation.
Okay, so they're basically
it's a paper move.
It's
not a real money move. It's a paper move.
Okay.
I mean they're taking paper shares and valuing, and so basically what it does is it just opens up their company to more investors. So, but anyways, I mean it's just crazy that their stock is just killing it like that, and in the worst market ever because Trump sucks, the economy sucks, Trump sucks. Give me more free money. I want my $600 a week. Unemployment. We can talk about that too. Everybody's agreed on a stimulus package, but the Democrats won't let the unemployment thing go. And I don't know, for those of you that didn't know, the $600 a week extra ran out, I guess, last Friday. And so, now there's this gap, which, by the way, I mean, I would say that you need to, there are people hiring all over the place, so get out and try to find a job. But for those who have legitimate can't work situations, like I get it, and so there's that. I mean, we got to do our Chicago update. We got we got all kinds of stuff out there. Minneapolis says just cooperate with the criminals. Just give them your property if they want it. I don't even know where to start. I guess we could start. Where do you want to start, Dallas? I mean.
I like to. I want to hear more about the cooperating with criminals. Is that?
I'll take Minneapolis for 200, Bob. That would be as violent crime surges in Minneapolis. The city is now telling residents they are essentially on their own.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. Listen to this. The Minneapolis city government has circulated a letter informing residents what to do if they are targeted by carjackers or robbers. The letter, addressed to residents living in the city's 3rd precinct, was written July 28th. Robberies and carjackings have increased in our precinct. Cell phones, purses, and vehicles are being targeted. Some victims have been maced, dragged, assaulted, and threatened with a gun. The letter states, 100 robberies and 20 carjackings have been reported to the 3rd Precinct Police in July alone. 120 in 30 days.
I don't know if that's telling them that they're on their own though.
I'm not done.
Okay.
Under a section entitled Robbery Prevention Tips, the letter tells residents, be prepared to give up your cell phone, purse, and or wallet. There she blows.
But still,
What do you mean then? But still.
Okay, I think this is
They're
more
saying
of
this is how you prevent getting robbed. Give them what they want. Let them rob you.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want people getting shot and stuff.
Or I've got an idea. How about police prevent crime?
No, I understand that, but they're also defunding the police, and the police aren't always just going to, be there when you're getting carjacked. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. So they defunded the police. Shootings have tripled in the city. Tripled 300%.
Yeah, you've seen it in New York too. New York's police
300%.
Shootings have gone way up too.
So now neighborhoods are forming armed patrols. This is going to go well.
No, I understand all that.
Welcome to Red Dawn. Thunderdome. That's where we're headed, folks. Thunderdome. This is insanity. Connor, would you let someone have your Audi?
Not over my dead body.
There he is. That's what I didn't expect that response, but I'll take it.
Either.
Your face was priceless. Oh gosh, that was good. There's a lot going on out here. We got plenty to talk about when we come back here on Hometown Heartbeat. I'm your big, beautiful, bearded host. 18 minutes to the top of the hour. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker here, the big, beautiful, bearded host of WVNN's smartest show on the radio, Hometown Heartbeat. Listen, if you're building or buying or remodeling a house, the first thing you need to think about is your cabinets. You'll spend the most money there and oftentimes get the least return on your investment. Our friends at Cabinet Express Online are the only game in town that we trust here at Hometown Heartbeat. Give them a call today at 256-970-5857. Let them come out to your house, do a free consultation, 3D rendering of the home. It's absolutely beautiful. It's awesome. Their prices won't be beat, and I promise you'll be satisfied just like I was with my cabinets from Cabinet Express Online. Again, call our friends at Cabinet Express Online at 256-970-5857 or visit them on the web at cabinetsexpressonline.com.
Hey everybody, this is Lindsay Gandy from Cotton Row Interiors. The real estate market in North Alabama is booming and showing no signs of slowing down. If you're thinking about selling your house, now is absolutely the time to do it. But before you do that, you need to call Cotton Row Interiors at 256-BUY-SELL. Cotton Row Interiors is a premier interior design and home staging service in the Southeast. Leah Carter, our lead designer, has years of experience and a wealth of knowledge when it comes to design and staging your home. Staging your home is the key to selling your house quickly and for a premium price. Statistics show that houses that have been staged can sell up to 30 times faster than those that are unstaged, and the sale price can balloon by as much as 20%. It's honestly a no-brainer. Call Leah today at 256-BUY-SELL to schedule your free in-home design consultation today. Get that HGTV home that you've always dreamed of regardless of your budget. Again, call Cotton Row Interiors today at 256-BUY-SELL. So 256-BUYSELL.
Hey everybody, this is producer Connor from the smartest show on the radio, Hometown Heartbeat, as well as the Dale Jackson Show live stream. And if you haven't yet, you need to reach out to our friends at Cotton Row Productions. If you're a local business owner, chances are that you know how important content creation and digital marketing are in these unprecedented times. Our friends at Cotton Row Productions are the only people trusted by both the Dale Jackson Show and Hometown Heartbeat when it comes to video, podcasting, and live streaming. They also have video packages and content creation services for every budget. Video doesn't have to be expensive, but with Cotton Row Productions, it will be effective. For a flat monthly fee, get high-quality digital media content that will catapult your business from out of touch to in demand. Don't neglect your digital footprint and call Cotton Row Productions at 256-289-7355 and tell them producer Connor sent you. Again, that's Cotton Row Productions at 256-289-7355. Get started on your path to social media dominance with our friends at Cotton Row Productions today.
Listen, if there's one thing I know, people don't always live what they profess with their mouth, but they absolutely live what they truly believe in their heart.
Tune into Hometown Heartbeat, the smartest show on radio every day from 5 to 7.
Look, this push to erase history, to erase the past, to erase white Jesus, it's all a little bit crazy.
With the biggest, boldest, most bearded host, Zach Walker.
The bottom line is this. If you follow the money, from BLM, from Black Lives Matter, you find it ending up in the pockets of white Democrats. And really, there's nothing consistent about that, but rather it's an attempt to patronize the entire community. What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host here on Hometown Heartbeat. I wanted to talk about my friends over at Cotton Row Productions. If you're a church creative or pastor and throughout this coronavirus, you have decided it's time to invest in your live stream capabilities, look at what we're doing here. The Dale Jackson Show and Hometown Heartbeat are proudly produced by Cotton Row Productions, and they are the best in live media production and creative for your church. They work with any budget, any amount of equipment. Look, it's a frustrating process, I know, and they are the best in the business at getting you and your message live streamed. And when we're talking about the gospel, what more important message? So reach out to my friends at Cotton Row Productions at 256-289-7355. Again, that's 256-289-7355. And when you call, make sure you ask for producer Connor from Hometown Heartbeat and the Dale Jackson Show. They'll take great care of you.
Stay informed and entertained all day long. Only on WVNN.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am your big, beautiful, bearded host, Zach Walker, checking in. Producer Connor. Oh, man. It just sounded like I stumbled all over. Dallas won't let me go an entire day without talking about basketball because apparently it's an important thing to talk about for Dallas. I can't stand the game personally, but I do like Jonathan Isaac. I myself went to order a jersey, and all they had left was smalls. And in case you don't watch the live stream, your boy's about 6'1", 275. That's big. I'm a big old boy. I don't say you're small, beautiful, bearded host, because one, it's not true, but two, small doesn't start with a B. So your big, beautiful, bearded host is an XL kind of guy, 2XL kind of guy some days. And so Dallas, you're our resident basketball expert. You're also 11 followers away from 1,000 on Instagram at
Dallas Jonesy. It's Dallas Jones with a Y. After Dallas Jones was taken. I
immediately regret letting you say that out loud. Dallas Jonesy.
I'm sorry. It's just like I didn't want an underscore or a dot or like
underscore is a tough thing to say. It's a 3-syllable word, So I get it. But anyways, so this guy, help me understand this. Did you watch the game?
I didn't watch the game. No, I had a tournament while he was playing. But
so literally, he's the only player in the entirety of the NBA.
There was one other, I believe, but he was the first one to do it, and it was him.
So up to this point, every single player,
referee,
coach.
There was also an assistant coach.
Yeah, but nobody cares about an assistant coach. So he was like of the main people, he was the only one to not take a knee or wear a Black Lives Matter shirt.
I'm so sorry.
Forgive us, it's Monday. So he was the only one to not take a knee and not wear a Black Lives Matter shirt, and he got crucified for it. On top of that, he tore his freaking ACL. Like how?
Yeah, he tore his ACL.
This is awful.
Yesterday.
Like the man, like it's like
yeah.
You know the people were saying some terrible things.
Some of those comments were pretty bad, talking about how their ancestors were watching him.
Oh my!
They took the knee because he wouldn't. Stuff like that.
That's terrible. It's not funny at all. That's awful.
It's really messed up.
It's really bad. Okay, so here, but I want to get to his. I want to get to his statement because it's the key to this whole thing. He says, quote, "I believe that Black Lives Matter. A lot went into my decision. Part of it is I thought kneeling or wearing a Black Lives Matter t-shirt, it doesn't go hand in hand with supporting black lives. So I felt like for me personally, by the way, he is a black man. I felt like for me personally, what is that I believe is taking a stance on that. I do believe Black Lives Matter, but I felt like it was a decision I had to make. And I didn't feel like putting that shirt on and kneeling went hand in hand with supporting black lives. I believe that for myself. My life He said, my life is supported by the gospel of Jesus Christ, and everyone is made in the image of God, and we all forge through God's glory. Each and every one of us do things we shouldn't do and say things we shouldn't say. We hate and dislike things we shouldn't hate and dislike, and sometimes it gets to a point where we point fingers. Whose evil is worse, and sometimes it comes down to whose evil is most visible. So I felt like I wanted to take a stand on we all make mistakes, but I think that the gospel of Jesus Christ is that there's grace for us. That Jesus came and died for our sins, and that if we all come to an understanding of that, and God wants to have a relationship with us, that we can get kept all the things in our... Wish he was a little better. I wish he was a little more well-spoken on some of this.
That's fair.
But more or less what he's saying, he said racism isn't the only thing that plagues our society or our nation. More or less, the answer to everything is the gospel. And so I love that he took a stand here and said, hey, guys, you're kneeling in your shirts don't do anything to help black people. Because they don't. He said the only thing that can help any of us is the gospel and Jesus. And the fact that he tore his knee, it's so there's something in this that's coming. And I say that from not in a joking way, in a very real way, like God's going to be revealed through. I think something's being created here. And so I just, that's, I don't know. It's just a cool stance to take. And I'm just glad somebody was willing to stand up and say that. I don't know. Again, I don't like basketball. I don't like sports being politicized at all. The whole point of me wanting sports back and the coronavirus nonsense and all this stuff is like, I want to get away from politics. Mm-hmm. Like we're making a conscious decision here on Hometown Heartbeat to specifically get away from politics. Because you, the smartest listening audience in radio, you've spoken. You have called in, you've emailed, you've messaged on Facebook, you've commented on the live stream, you've tweeted, you've whatever, and you've said, hey guys, do not do it. Don't be a political show. And it's not because we're not smart enough. I mean, we're not, but because people want to hear something else. You're covered up. I mean, raise your hand if you're driving down the road. There's going to be a bunch of people about to raise their hand driving down the road, and the people to their left or their right are going to be like, what's going on over there? I just want you to just mouth to them 92.5, just like that. They can see it, read your lips, turn the radio on and hear what we're saying. But who's tired of hearing about the coronavirus? Who's tired of hearing about politics? Who's tired of hearing about taking a knee? Black Lives Matter. Who's not that any of it's untrue or any of it's unimportant. It's all important. It may all be true. It's probably not, but it may all be. But the reality is we need to escape, man. We got to get away from all this. And so for basketball, baseball had a little bit of it. I mean, for it to all get so politicized like this, like it's pushing fans away. Fans can't run fast enough.
Yeah, and it's making people more tense. All we have is politics.
Did you see NASCAR's ratings? They're lower than they've ever been because of the Bubba Wallace situation. If that guy'd win a race or something, maybe. But then again, we all know that won't happen. He hasn't won a race like ever. Not a very good driver.
No, I believe it. And I saw that the NBA's ratings went way down.
Way down.
I think MLB's ratings went down as well. I've seen just a few reports.
Well, the MLB has more issues than just their politics. They had millionaires arguing with billionaires, which never plays well in the court of public opinion. And so, I mean, overall, I mean, sports in general right now, if you're not going to politicize it, you're not going to be on the air. And then people so basically where we found ourselves is without sports again, even though there's sports on, and I don't know. You end up in an escape room trying to make a competition out of that before you know it, you know? But anyways, let's do our Chicago update real quick. We've got I'm waiting. Gah! Why do we suck at... Hey, this is your weekend update of Chicago. 139% spike in murders for July. Shootings up 75%. 9-year-old boy killed on last day of violent month. There were 105 murders reported last month alone. 406 shootings, which, by the way, is only up 75%. So there's a lot of shootings. The murders are up 51%. And so, August hasn't started off in a very promising way. Since Friday, 27 people have been shot, 7 killed, including a 9-year-old boy. What? He was in the house all day. He didn't come out till, quote, maybe after 5. One of his friends knocked on the door, asked if he'd come outside to play. I allowed him to come outside to play. He never came back to the house. What are we going to do about this? Every Monday, we do a segment. Every Monday, we talk about double-digit people shot in Chicago. What can we do about this senseless violence in a gun-free zone where shooting should never happen because there are no guns? And look, I'm not going to pull a left move and politicize gun violence because it's not who I am. But doesn't that logic play? If you're in a gun-free zone, why would there still be guns? Well, because criminals are there. Bad people evil is going to be evil no matter what. If somebody's evil intentions only had a butter knife, they'd learn how to use it in a violent way. And, I wanted to get the Chicago segment out of the way because, well, most of all, because I didn't want to land on that in the second hour of the show, because we're going to turn this thing around, turn that frown upside down. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty good. That was wordsmithy is what that was. But what are we going to do about the violence in Chicago? I don't know the answer. I don't know how it will choose to make a difference with their vote, and maybe get somebody in there who is not, I don't know, a communist. Whatever's going up there has got to stop. So anyways, I don't know. You got when we come back from break here in a little bit, we've got some stories out of Washington, D.C. The mayor quarantines everybody, exempts politicians. Isn't that the perfect I'm talking about the perfect picture of the American government? CDC director finally admitting hospitals have financial incentive to misspeak. And we got a grandma just has too much Trump in her. By God. Trump 2020. That was my grandson that blew up that building. We've been to shut her down. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. And Christmas time, Grandma reported me to the popo. We're going to write a new song on that because this woman had too much Trump in her to let her grandson get away with an act of terrorism. And she called him in. So, well, it's the top of the hour. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. I am your big, beautiful, bearded host, Zach Walker. We will be right back.
Huntsville's #1 news, talk, and weather station. WVNN Athens. WVNN FM Trinity. A Cumulus station. It's 6 o'clock.
Storm threat, SpaceX success. I'm John Trout. Warm waters off the east coast of Florida are fueling tropical storm Isaias into a hurricane once again. Meteorologist Tom Sater.
It's possible we could get back to hurricane status. And what time does that happen? Late tomorrow? We're looking at a landfall pretty close, just east of Charleston, right at the time of our full moon and high tide.
Monitoring the storm, correspondent Nadia Romero is in Daytona Beach, Florida.
The entire East Coast in the path of Isaias. It potentially brings relentless rain, wicked wind, and strong storm. The storm drenching parts of the Sunshine State.
I had to pull this umbrella out of them. That it can change very suddenly. I mean, in just a few seconds.
High winds whipping up waves. Already, Isaias knocked out power to tens of thousands of people. Crews from 20 states working overtime to restore service. Floridians aren't strangers to strong storms. In Daytona Beach, Florida, I'm Nadia Romero.
2 NASA astronauts have safely returned to Earth in a retro-style splashdown. Correspondent Rachel Crane says this is just the beginning for a new era in space.
The fact that they made this historic journey, the historic launch 2 months ago, spent 2 months on board station, and did those 4 spacewalks and over 100 hours of science and research, that was really extra here. The primary mission was to get this spaceship certified for future operational missions.
There's Rachel Crane. Authorities say an Islamic State group attack on a prison in eastern Afghanistan holding hundreds of its members is raging on after at least 21 people died in fighting overnight. A government spokesperson said another 43 people were wounded. He says the dead include prisoners. I'm John Trout.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare contracts, and in the process started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is, this never ends. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. I guarantee if we can't cancel your timeshare contract, you'll pay nothing.
Were you lied to when buying a timeshare and want out? Get the facts about timeshare cancellation. Call Wesley now for your free information kit. 800-256-5533. 800-256-5533. 800-256-5533.
Some people have already called me probably the whitest person they've ever met.
The Dale Jackson Show.
The National Museum of African American History and Culture, I think, is kind of proving this point inadvertently.
Weekdays from 7 to 11 a.m.
For some reason, they decided to put out a bunch of information about what exactly makes a white person white. Individualism, hard work, objectivity, the nuclear family, progress, respect for authority, delayed gratification, etc., etc., etc. And these things are all good things being cast as if they are bad things. And you know why I say this probably makes me the whitest person alive? That's probably true. But you know something else about this? That seems rather odd. If David Duke said the things that were said here by this museum, people would be absolutely outraged.
Only on News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM WVNN, and available 24/7 at WVNN.com. Depend on it. Where Alabama talks. WVNN. Depend on it.
The preacher man says it's the end of time, and the Mississippi River, she's a going dry.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am your big, beautiful, bearded host, Walker, checking in with Connor and DJ Dallas. When we left you, we were talking about, what were we talking about exactly? I just lost my train of thought.
You gave your Chicago shooting update.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Book. Chicago shooting update. We want to hear from you this morning. It's a Monday morning edition. We want to know what you're thinking. 1-664-94-WVNN. Have you ever been to Jackson? You want to tell me about it? You've been to an escape room. Escape room stories, anything that you've got for us on this Monday morning. We want to hear from you, the smartest audience in radio. 1-866-494-WVNN. Give us a call. Let's talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. It's a Monday morning. This segment can be yours. Can be all yours. Dallas, what's going on with old TikTok, man?
I don't know. I know that they were talking about banning it. I had seen reports of it getting banned over this weekend, but that didn't happen because there's still people on there. So.
Connor, are you a TikToker?
No.
Do you have TikTok on your phone?
No, and I never have.
I've had an account, but I didn't ever. Did you hear that voice crack? I didn't do anything on there ever.
That's called puberty. Connor, why no TikTok for you, man?
Because I'm concerned about the security aspect of it. It's basically a piece of malware masquerading as a social app.
We found a hotspot for Connor. We've got Connor engaged. That's good because I have no idea what it is. So it's what's malware exactly? A virus? Is it a virus?
Comparable. Well, malware basically serves to collect information and send it somewhere. Usually, if for mal comes from the word malicious.
Right, I got that part.
Generally, it's sent to shady individuals who want to steal your data or do something like that. In this case,
a Trojan horse for people that don't understand. It's not like it comes in.
Yeah.
It comes in under false pretense, takes your data, and then gives them somewhere else.
Exactly. This is basically pumping it directly back into the
Red China.
Into China, if not the Chinese government itself.
Whoa, that's a big accusation. You got any data to support that, Dr. Fauci?
There have been software engineers who have taken everything the app is sending over the network, and they're saying that it's collecting just massive amounts of data anywhere it can get it from. And if you try to take steps to stop it, block access to these certain things, the app will freak out. It'll stop working. It'll say, "Well, we need you to flip these switches for us before we can start working again." So
really,
it's basically just a huge, very shady data collection utility masquerading as a video sharing platform.
And so just to make sure I understand this, TikTok's whole premise is people get on there and do stupid dances and get followers.
Calling it the successor to Vine for those kind of short form videos, usually centered around a single joke or a dance or whatever.
So there's jokes on there too.
Yeah,
I like a good joke. Should I get a TikTok?
No.
I think it's probably too late for that.
No, because what Trump's not trying to actually ban it, just to be clear, so you guys know, because I've heard a friend of mine, her daughter makes a living on got enough. Now that could be a way oversimplification of it, but I've never been in the app, never had the app, never considered the app, don't know anything about the app. I figured the funniest TikToks will make it onto Facebook or something, and I'll see them there. And then I don't have to dive off into a world where I'm uncomfortable with everything else that's going on. Because for me, it's not just there's malware of different forms. Trust me, that you can get and it's not all electronic, that you can get into going that route. So, but my understanding is, now again, I don't understand much about the app, but it's more about he's actually trying to get the Chinese company is talking about selling their stake. Microsoft is pursuing it to buy it, and the Chinese whoever that Chinese, I guess. Hold on a second. I'm trying to find the name of it, but there was a specific maybe one of the executives within TikTok or something. He said we will sell our entire, the Chinese stake in it. So if that were to happen, Connor, would there still be? It's still got China. It's kind of like the Wuhan virus. It's still got its origins over there. But if it's sold completely, does that make it safe again?
Well, they're not talking about selling the entire company, I don't think. I think they're just talking about selling their U.S. operations. They're talking about spinning it off from Microsoft, allowing them to use, the brand and the format, but, continuing their operations in China and around the rest of the world as normal.
So they could take. So wait. So then, if the U.S. bans TikTok, see, the article I read was they were actually going to sell their stake in it, and I'm trying to find
who sells whose stake.
The Chinese conglomerate
that owns the app in full.
Yes, would sell their stake to a U.S. based company to make sure it didn't get banned.
Their 100% stake.
Whatever. Yeah. Chinese sale.
The way I understood it was just going to be the U.S. Operations that they would spin off, because they still have, until the hammer comes down, then they'll continue their data collection as long as they can, and for as much of the world as they can.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so here's an article here. Of course, God, I can't stand that. Click here for subscription offers. Before you read this news story, TikTok may drop its ties to China very short order. Reuters sources. Good Lord. Golly, Mondays are terrible. TikTok may drop its ties to China in very short order. Reuters sources. Connor, say Reuters sources.
Reuters.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's not just me. Dallas, try it. Reuters sources.
Reuters sources.
I give that a 7 out of 10. Not bad. So they claim that TikTok's Chinese owner, ByteDance, what a terrible name, has agreed to sell its stake in the social network's U.S. operations to avert a possible ban. So you're right. The agreement would have Microsoft protect American user data, but Microsoft wouldn't necessarily own TikTok itself. It would leave the possibility of another company taking stewardship. So Connor, what would that mean in terms of safety?
Ideally, Microsoft or some other U.S. company would come in and just change up the app so that it's not collecting all this copious data that it doesn't need. I mean, if they were to come in and make it just a regular social network without any of these, damaging side effects, then, that's whatever. I think it should be allowed to exist for as long as it wants to, just like the app. But for as long as it's, a massive piece of collecting data on minors, I don't think that should be allowed.
Yeah, there's some...
And Microsoft is not going to want to run the risk of getting in actual legal trouble in the U.S.
No.
So, I mean...
No, and Microsoft, Microsoft in and of itself, they would have been a great company if their stuff wasn't so virus prone, which kind of scares me a little bit. But I don't know. This is interesting for sure. It says the Wall Street Journal information claimed Microsoft has paused talks with TikTok following Trump's suggestion he would ban the app. I don't know what that means. I definitely think that Trump. I mean, look, buddy, I want you to protect us, and I want you to do all this stuff that whatever. But at the same time, like, it's election season, bro. There's a lot of people that may not like it too much. Now, whether or not that is more important than, our safety and security or whatever, I don't know. Or you could just, let people free choice. I guess what are the implications, Connor? I don't understand any of this stuff. So what are the like China gathering our data in that way? Like, obviously I don't want them to have my data because I'm a private, like, I don't, it scares the heck out of me. But is there a threat to the Republic or to a large, like, to the group of people, like to the America, or to, like, is there any mass
more individual danger? But you definitely, when you have so much data about so much of any population, it's, not necessarily a good thing.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm hearing, I hear what you say there. Okay, well, there you go. TikTok. That's your TikTok update. Maybe we need to add a TikTok update. The new season of Last Chance U just dropped, by the way. Anybody watch that?
I started to watch it, but
Connor probably binge watched the whole thing this weekend.
Yeah, right.
Last Chance U, do you even know what I'm talking about?
No, I've never heard of this.
Sweet Maria. Connor, how did we end up partnered up like this right here? Because we about the most unlikeliest couple in the history of couples. Don't get me wrong, I love you, but it's just curious to me. We're gonna get you into some football though, by God. We're gonna get you into football this year. We're gonna sit down. Connor and I are gonna sit down and watch a game together, and we're gonna treat it like a test. I'm gonna give him a quiz after the game's over. How many yards equals a first down? How many? No, I'm kidding. He knows all that stuff. He runs the on for Athens football, which we'll talk about a little bit when we come back. 15 minutes past the top of the hour. We're Hometown Heartbeat. I am your big, beautiful, bearded host, thehometownheartbeat.com. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker here, the big, beautiful, bearded host of WVNN's smartest show on the radio, Hometown Heartbeat. Listen, if you're building or buying or remodeling a house, the first thing you need to think about is your cabinets. You'll spend the most money there and oftentimes get the least return on your investment. Our friends at Cabinet Express Online are the only game in town that we trust here at Hometown Heartbeat. Give them a call today at 256-970-5857. Let them come come out to your house, do a free consultation, 3D rendering of the home. It's absolutely beautiful. It's awesome. Their prices won't be beat, and I promise you'll be satisfied just like I was with my cabinets from Cabinet Express Online. Again, call our friends at Cabinet Express Online at 256-970-5857 or visit them on the web at cabinetsexpressonline.com.
Hey everybody, this is Lindsay Gandy from Cotton Row Interiors. The real estate market in North Alabama is booming and showing no signs of slowing down. If you're thinking about selling your house, now is absolutely the time to do it. But before you do that, you need to Cotton Row Interiors at 256 Buy Sell. Cotton Row Interiors is the premier interior design and home staging service in the Southeast. Leah Carter, our lead designer, has years of experience and a wealth of knowledge when it comes to design and staging your home. Staging your home is the key to selling your house quickly and for a premium price. Statistics show that houses that have been staged can sell up to 30 times faster than those that are unstaged, and the sale price can balloon by as much as 20%. It's honestly a no-brainer. Call Leah today at 256 Buy Sell to schedule your free home design consultation today. Get that HGTV home that you've always dreamed of, regardless of your budget. Again, call Cotton Row Interiors today at 256 Buy Sell. So 256 BUYSELL.
What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host here on Hometown Heartbeat. I wanted to talk about my friends over at Cotton Row Productions. If you're a church creative or pastor, and throughout this coronavirus, you have decided it's time to invest in your live stream capabilities. Look at what we're doing here. The Dale Jackson Show and Hometown Heartbeat are proudly produced by Cotton Row Productions, and they are the best in live media production and creative for your church. They work with any budget, any amount of equipment. Look, it's a frustrating process, I know, and they are the best in the business at getting you and your message live streamed. And when we're talking about the gospel, what more important message? So reach out to my friends at Cotton Row Productions at 256-289-7355. Again, that's 256-289-7355. And when you call, make sure you ask for producer Connor from Hometown Heartbeat and the Dale Jackson Show. They'll take great care of you.
It's your news now. WVNN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am your big, beautiful, bearded host, Zach Walker, checking in, producer Connor, DJ Dallas. When we left, we were talking about a little bit about TikTok, a little bit about Trump. Last Chance U came out. That was where we ended. Said we'd pick up with that when we came back. So, Connor, Last Chance U. Golly, this is so much fun when Connor doesn't know like something that everybody else does, because he knows everything else. And so this is going to be good.
I think it kind of makes us feel better about ourselves.
It does. No, without question. I sleep better at night knowing there's something in the world I know that Connor doesn't. Now, granted, it's worthless and meritless, but I know it.
He's going to go pro now.
Probably not. He won't waste his efforts on something like Last Chance U. So let me lay the premise out for you, Connor, just so you understand. The premise of Last Chance U, it's Last Chance University. It's your last, like, these kids get kicked out. Show. Yeah, so these kids get kicked. It's a documentary. It's a Netflix documentary season. And so this is season 5. The first 2 followed East Mississippi Community College. The second 2 followed Independence. And these are national powerhouse junior college football teams, 2-year schools. A lot of people are D1 bounce backs, so like kids that go to, say, Florida State and then get kicked out for running their mouth, or they do something crazy, grades, whatever. Then they go to these. It's like the Wild West. I mean, it's like full blown multi-team fist fight on a football field. Like, happens every season. Like, you can expect it at least once. And so these kids go, they've got these hard-nosed coaches. You had Buddy was the first coach, then you had Jason was the second coach, and then this third coach, I really like him. I forgot his name, but he's Joe Beam, I think. He's like they call him the godfather of football in California, okay? And so basically, you watch these young kids, and it's a really neat human interest piece every time, because like this season, there's a dude sleeping in his car. And because at this school, they don't provide them with food. They can't provide, like, they can't do financially what they could at a lot of other schools. And literally is living in his car. And so anyway, like, one of them was at Texas Tech. He committed an armed robbery with his buddy. went to EMCC, was a superstar, and went back to Texas Tech and finished and was all conference, all whatever, ended up getting drafted. Now he's playing in the NFL. Just a really cool story. So anyways, that sets up Last Chance U. Well, I'm watching it this weekend, okay, with my wife. We were at the hotel right before, it was before dinner or whatever. And so it's one of these, have you stayed at one of these nice new hotels where Netflix is built into the TV? And so you click the button and then you just log into your own Netflix right there, and it's built TV. And then when you check out, automatically logs out your Netflix, and like it's part of it's like a hotel smart TV. Really, really cool. Anyways, we're looking at inside the locker room. They're handicap lockers. Now, mind you, this is a California school, so makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a question. Connor, it is self-admittedly not a football guy. Connor, I'm not lying, am I?
Not really. I mean, I'll watch Alabama football.
Yeah. Baseball, Connor literally covers everything else. And so there's ADA compliant locker rooms. Now, mind you, this is in a college football locker room. And there's a row of 4 handicapped locker rooms. Or lockers. They were wider than the other ones. In a wheelchair playing college football. I mean, Johnny, roll over and get him. Like, what? What are you gonna? How you can't? I mean, look, I am all about the handicap. I really am. I mean, all about like making it accessible. And I mean, dude, bad things. I mean, you can be born. I mean, there's a lot of sports out there for handicapped people, and there's a lot of. But I'm trying to understand how we get ADA compliant lockers in a Division I college football locker room. Can anybody, am I missing something here? How could that, like, at what point would that be necessary?
I don't think it's hurting anybody, though.
No, it's not hurting anybody, but that's not my point. I don't care. I mean, yeah, those guys that got those 4 lockers weren't handicapped, just to be clear. You know why? Because they were playing a high level of college football.
And I'm sure they were happy to get the bigger
wider
lockers.
Yeah, absolutely. But I could be wrong here. But I think California requires handicap accessible locker rooms in a sport where you wouldn't be allowed to play football in a wheelchair. It's not allowable. Like, you can't have, just like those guys that have their casts on or whatever, like you have to tape it up, and there's certain restrictions that, like,
it's California. They might make you, if a kid wants to play, you might have to let him.
I'm just trying to listen. If you're listening right now and you're like, "Oh, I know why." Well, I know why. I know why they had that. Let me tell it. This guy's an idiot. Before I step all over myself, somebody call me and tell me that I'm crazy. Call me and tell me I've missed the boat here. 1-866-494-WVNN. Again, this has nothing to do with the fact that there's handicap lockers in football locker rooms. Doesn't bother me at all. There's handicap. It was built in forever ago, and I bought it last November, and I had to freaking tear everything out, put a ramp toilet from the toilet to the sink. You gotta have a bar, and all to accommodate handicap patrons or handicap employees or whatever. So I get that, but I'm just trying to figure out why you need them in a locker room. On line 5, we got Mike. Mike's gonna tell us something we need to know. Mike, bring it in here.
Hey, guys. I was just letting you know, I've been trying to call in, but I'm driving, about the TikTok. One thing you guys probably didn't know is it's predominant.
Connor, is that true?
I have not seen much conservative TikTok content, but I'm not
Mike,
on
what makes you say that? Mike?
I'm going to try to follow you guys and actually join and get signed up so I can communicate with you guys. Sure. I can send you a couple of links.
Yeah, sure, Mike. You can send them to show.
Just for all the predominantly Trump voters, Trump 2020s and everything like that. I see a lot of, you can look, there's just millions of followers on people that post that their posts are, are more conservative. They have so much more millions of followers than somebody that is, voting for Biden for the Dems.
So Donald Trump moved to ban this app that was in his own interests?
All right, Mike's having issues with his phone. Mike, we're gonna. Thanks for the call, Mike. If I want to say this while you're still listening, you can email us whatever content you have. Show SHOW at thehometownheartbeat.com. Show at thehometownheartbeat.com. Certainly not saying. I mean, I don't know whether you're right or you're wrong. I don't think Connor or I could say emphatically yes or no or with data. But I would just like to see what data's out there.
I could be wrong, but I think maybe what he was trying to say is it's not as there's not as much censorship on the app. Maybe.
Yeah, no, and that does make sense because if China's running it, then they're not censoring it unless. But the scary part of that is they could be bought and they could be, there's 100 ways that goes bad because China's not our best friend in world politics. Unless something happened over the weekend that I missed. I mean, Did we cozy up? Did we cozy up with world peace? Did it happen this week? Anyways, so I appreciate your input, Mike. But maybe that's right. Maybe that is what he's saying, Dallas. That's an astute observation there. Maybe what he's saying, Connor, simply is that. Well, and this is scary. But the reason that we think everything else is skewed so far left is because they delete the right. Not because it is skewed left necessarily, but because they censor, in a lot of cases, the right. We got censored. Our show got censored the other day just because we played the video of the doctors. And that's not some badge of honor. It's just the truth. I mean, and so, I don't know. You think that's what he could be saying maybe?
Yeah, I guess. But it still seems a little odd to me that the president would move to ban something that.
Well, maybe he's moving to ban it because it truly is a danger. And he's not the type of person. I mean, I think Donald Trump. I think he hates China more than he likes the fact that TikTok doesn't censor people, and if it's the right. Here's the thing, maybe he's doing the right thing simply because it's the right thing. We've become so used to agenda, that we don't even understand what it's like to look at something objectively anymore. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat, 30 minutes past the hour, thehometownheartbeat.com, thehometownheartbeat.com. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. News starts now.
Negotiators spent the weekend trying to reach a deal on a coronavirus stimulus plan as crucial benefits have already expired. Correspondent Linda Kenyon.
Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin on ABC's This Week echoes what many Republicans have been saying, that the bonus has been a disincentive for people to go back to work.
There's no question in certain cases where we're paying people more to work, stay home than to work.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi tells ABC's This Week the $600 bonus has been keeping the entire economy going. While Republicans who control the Senate went home for the weekend, there's no indication when they might coalesce around a deal, either within their own caucus or with House and Senate Democrats. Linda Kenyon, Washington.
Tropical storm Isaias continues its march along the Atlantic seaboard. The National Hurricane Center warns coastal areas that the system could pick up energy and become a hurricane once again. I'm John Trout.
What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker here, the big, beautiful, bearded host of WVNN's smartest show on the radio, Hometown Heartbeat. Listen, if you're building or buying or remodeling a house, the first thing you need to think about is your cabinets. You'll spend the most money there and oftentimes get the least return on your investment. Our friends at Cabinet Express Online are the only game in town that we trust here at Hometown Heartbeat. Give them a call today at 256-970-5857. Let them come out to your house, do a free consultation, 3D rendering of the home. It's absolutely beautiful. It's awesome. Their prices won't be beat, and I promise you'll be satisfied just like I was with my cabinets from Cabinet Express Online. Again, call our friends at Cabinet Express Online at 256-970-5857 or visit them on the web at cabinetsexpressonline.com. What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host here on Hometown Heartbeat. I wanted to talk about my friends over at Cotton Row Productions. If you're a church creative or pastor and throughout this coronavirus, you have decided it's time to invest in your live stream capabilities, look at what we're doing here. The Dale Jackson Show and Hometown Heartbeat are proudly produced by Cotton Row Productions, and they are the best in live media production and creative for your church. They work with any budget, any amount of equipment. Look, it's a frustrating process, I know, and they are the best in the business at getting you and your message live streamed. And when we're talking about the gospel, what more important message? So reach out to my friends at Cotton Row Productions at 256-289-7355. Again, that's 256-289-7355. And when you call, make sure you ask for producer Connor from Hometown Heartbeat and the Dale Jackson Show. They'll take great care of you. What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, boisterous, bearded host from Hometown Heartbeat, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. on WVNN. Let me tell you something. We are so excited to be joining you guys on the radio, on the live stream, on the podcast, on the website, on the interweb, on the Facebox, on the Tweetergram. We are fired up. And you should be too, because it's one of the only places you can get real truth in the media. So make sure that you go to thehometownheartbeat.com, thehometownheartbeat.com, and at the top, click Listen Live, Watch Live, or Podcast. Every day the archive comes out, no commercials. You can get smarter and not have to listen to ads. Make sure you join us every day, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. on WVNN. That's thehometownheartbeat.com. Stay classy, San Diego.
6 years ago, the shooting of Michael Brown led to violent unrest in Ferguson, Missouri. St. Louis grand jury weighed all the evidence. They found the police officer in the case, Darren Wilson, should not face charges because his actions were justified. Back then, prosecutor Bob McCullough came under heavy criticism for presenting the case to a grand jury instead of giving in to the loud demands to just charge Wilson with murder. In 2018, McCullough was defeated by Wesley Bell, who became the first African-American to head the St. Louis prosecutor's office. Bell and his new team of prosecutors reopened the Michael Brown case. They spent 5 months re-examining everything, the forensic evidence, the witness statements, entire case. Last Thursday, Prosecutor Bell delivered a somber message. He said that his heart broke for the Brown family, but he would not be charging Darren Wilson. The investigation could not prove that the officer committed murder or manslaughter, which is exactly what the grand jury had found 6 years earlier. After being identified as a participant in a robbery, Michael Brown tried to take the officer's weapon. It cost him his life. Race was never the issue in this case, never should have become the issue. Hands up, don't shoot never happened. This was about right and wrong, and Michael Brown, sadly, was on the wrong side of it. Athletes nationwide talking about the relief they're getting from Level Select CBD sports creams and roll-ons from Cadenwood, the leader in CBD. Baseball legend Steve Garvey, with a National League record 1,207 consecutive games, uses Level Select CBD daily. He swears by it. Countless other athletes, including former quarterback Carson Palmer, PGA champion Ricky Fowler, find Level Select CBD helps keep them in the game. It works for them. It can work for you, too. Level Select CBD has a full line of products to choose from, all independently tested, made in the USA with 0% THC. Go to levelselectcbd.com. Use the promo code CBD30 for 30% off any of their CBD products. That's levelselectcbd.com and the promo code CBD30.
Not available in Idaho, Iowa, and South Dakota.
The talk station in Alabama, WVNN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am your big, beautiful, bearded host, Zach Walker, checking in with producer Connor, DJ Dallas. Before we took the call, we were talking about the ADA compliance issues there in California. and we wanted to hear from you. But now that we've got this TikTok call in, we want to hear from you on that too. Is TikTok a more conservative platform, or is it more liberal, or is it unbiased, or is it just not censoring you? But let us know. Give us a call, 1-866-494-WVNN, 1-866-494-WVNN. We'd like to see what, maybe just what you did this weekend. We just want to hear from our friends. You know what I'm saying? But he's my friend. So anyways, I don't know. Do we want to dive? I don't know if I want to dive into this or not. I can't decide. The Marines had a bit of an issue this weekend. They've got these vehicles, and if you served in the Marine Corps, and you have ever been on one of these amphibious assault vehicles, I would really like to hear from you, because I want to know how these things work. It's a 26-ton, basically, it's an amphibious tractor, is one way it's been summed up. But if you've ever been, like I said, if you're a Marine, you've ever been on one of these, give us a call, 1-866-494-WVNN. I'd like to understand a little bit more about this, but it's a 26-ton amphibious assault vehicle that can carry up to like 20-something Marines in it. It's got ballast tanks and this, and basically what they do is they roll off a ship, they sink and pop back up. So like they kind of go under, they pop back up, and then that's how they assault. They assault a target from a boat, from an amphibious position. And so 13 assault crafts were working on a training exercise, and one just sunk like a rock. Just boop, 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 boop. 80 miles off the island, 80 miles west of San Diego, half a mile off San Clemente Island. I don't know exactly what happened here. I'm curious. So if you served this great country in the Marine Corps and you know anything about these amphibious assault vehicles, please call us so you could help us understand a little bit about what may have happened here. 1-866-494-WVNN, 1-866-494-9866. But basically, they searched and searched and searched and searched, and they had 8. Let's see. Yeah, our Navy family mourns 8 Marines and 1 sailor, so 9 total, 9 of 16. So 7 got out and 9 did not, and they called off the search. And so we've been using these vessels since 1972. And so I don't know if anybody knows how these things work. It's amazing to me what our military goes through in terms of, every year we've got multiple casualties in training alone. It is dangerous. It's a dangerous job to train. To train for danger, you got to put yourself in the way of danger, and so it's a risk we all agreed to when we signed up to serve. I was in the Army, unfortunately, don't know anything about these vehicles. So, like I said, if you're a Marine and you know something about these, call us and let us know. But our hearts certainly go out to those service members lost, and you got to hate it when it happens all the time, but definitely hate it when it happens stateside. Just in a training accident, it hurts a different kind of way. But we kind of teased this story a little bit. But Connor, she just had too much Trump in her. You know what I'm saying? On Friday night, the Justice Department announced that they arrested 18-year-old Gabriel Agard Berryhill for throwing a, quote, large explosive device at a federal courthouse during a violent protest in Portland. According to court documents, at approximately 11:50 on July 28th, 2020. Wait, where'd the rest of this story go?
Do you have to subscribe?
No. I don't know what just happened. Anyways, this woman, this grandmama, she called her grandson in. She's a big Trump fan. And how do you feel about that? Out of curiosity.
She turned her grandson in.
Yeah, because she had too much Trump in her. He threw a bomb at a federal building.
I fail to see how that's too much Trump in her.
Well, that's what she said, though. She said, I'm a big Trump supporter. So, no,
I mean, if he committed a crime and she turned him in, that was, it's probably the right thing to do.
Would your mom turn you in?
Depends on the crime and the reason, but no.
So it's only black and white for other people?
Yes. Yeah. It's only the right thing to do if I'm not affected.
There you go. No, that's exactly right. This says shortly after midnight on Tuesday morning, videos captured a moment when a makeshift bomb was thrown at the Portland federal courthouse during another night of violent protest. A Trump-loving 69-year-old woman soon stepped forward to out the suspect publicly, her grandson. Oh, man. They're calling it an IED, which is accurate, by the way. What if we started calling Molotov cocktails IEDs? Would that change the propaganda value of what we're doing? I would say so. Everyone knows what IED stands for, right? Improvised explosive device. What is a Molotov cocktail?
Does it explode?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if that was it considered an explosion.
Well, that's a relative. I mean, what unless there's not a scientific, definition of explosion that would exclude what happens, because it's a gas-filled glass bottle with a rag in the top of it. You light the rag in the top and then throw it, and when the glass hits whatever surface, the glass shatters, thus igniting all of the gas inside because you have the flame attached to the rag, right? So it's an explosion of sorts. I would say it's more of an ignition than an explosion, because it's just simply igniting a catalyst, a fuel, but it looks like it explodes. It feels like, if you got hit with one, you'd think you got exploded on.
All right.
But wouldn't that change the narrative a little bit if we had Americans with IEDs in major cities all over the country?
Yeah, I guess the framing would probably change if
Yeah, it's just propaganda spun the other way.
Yeah, I guess the perception of the story would definitely be different.
I'm sorry, I just rolled through this article. Apparently there's a nude woman running around Portland. She's got a name. Naked Athena, nude protester.
Is that the one that sat out in front of the cops?
Yep.
That's her? All right.
Stark naked.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Powerful imagery.
Yeah, all about the women empowerment, and we need to respect women, #MeToo, and then that's how we want to act. That makes a ton of sense. All right, listen, we'll be back here 15 minutes to the top of the hour. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. I want to hear from you, 1-866-494-WVNN. Give us a call. Let's talk about something we've talked about today. Let's talk about your weekend. Let's talk about your mama and them. Either way, give us a call. I'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
Hey everybody, this is Lindsay Gandy from Cotton Row Interiors. The real estate market in North Alabama is booming and showing no signs of slowing down. If you're thinking about selling your house, now is absolutely the time to do it. But before you do that, you need to call Cotton Row Interiors at 256-BUY-SELL. Cotton Row Interiors is a premier interior design and home staging service in the Southeast. Leah Carter, our lead designer, has years of experience and a wealth of knowledge when it comes to design and staging your home. Staging your home is the key to selling your house quickly and for a premium price. Statistics show that houses that have been staged can sell up to 30 times faster than those that are unstaged, and the sale price can balloon by as much as 20%. It's honestly a no-brainer. Call Leah today at 256-BUY-SELL to schedule your free in-home design consultation today. Get that HGTV home that you've always dreamed of, regardless of your budget. Again, call Cotton Row Interiors today at 256-BUY-SELL. So 256-BUYSELL.
What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host here on Hometown Heartbeat. I wanted to talk about my friends over at Cotton Row Productions. If you're a church creative or pastor and throughout this coronavirus, you have decided it's time to invest in your live stream capabilities, look at what we're doing here. The Dale Jackson Show and Hometown Heartbeat are proudly produced by Cotton Row Productions, and they are the best in live media production and creative for your church. They work with any budget, any amount of equipment. Look, it's a frustrating process, I know, and they are the best in the business at getting you and your message live streamed. And when we're talking about the gospel, what more important message? So reach out to my friends at Cotton Row Productions at 256-289-7355. Again, that's 256-289-7355. And when you call, make sure you ask for producer Connor from Hometown Heartbeat and the Dale Jackson Show. They'll take great care of you. What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, boisterous, bearded host from Hometown Heartbeat, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. on WVNN. Let me tell you something. We are so excited to be joining you guys on the radio, on the live stream, on the podcast, on the website, on the interweb, on the Facebooks, on the Tweetergram. We are fired up. And you should be too, because it's one of the only places you can get real truth in the media. So make sure that you go to thehometownheartbeat.com, thehometownheartbeat.com, and at the top, click Listen Live, Watch Live, or Podcast. Every day the archive comes out, no commercials. You can get smarter and not have to listen to ads. Make sure you join us every day, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. on WVNN. That's thehometownheartbeat.com. Stay classy, San Diego.
This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am your big, beautiful, bearded host, Zach Walker, checking in producer Connor, DJ Dallas. Man, this naked Athena thing really caught my attention here. I didn't know this was a thing. This is how little I try to read the news. Obviously, there's no, well, I'm not seeking uncensored pictures. We're looking at all censored pictures here, but, this is curious here. I got to read you some of these quotes here. So this woman just decided that she felt she needed to be completely naked, protesting Portland cops, and her explanation as to why is quite curious to me. She felt like being in the eye of the storm. She says, "I am notoriously naked." She said there was not much planning and no thought went into the exhibition, that she felt, quote, provoked and fired up. "This fury arose in me, and I said, I want to be naked. I want to confront them." Athens PD, North Alabama Police Departments, you don't have to worry. When I see you, there's no fury arising in me to just desire to be naked. So you're safe there. I'm just curious about this here. They started shooting like pepper rounds and like what is your protest here? She sat on the ground in front of them and did like ballet and yoga poses in the nude as her form of silent protest. Can someone help me understand what this is like? Dallas, Connor, but either of you guys have anything to say? I mean, is this if you want to go burn down the courthouse, like, okay, I at least understand like the action involved. It's a response. I don't know that when I get angry, I'm like, you know what? I need to be naked and do yoga.
I guess the idea probably has something to do with like wanting to do something that's so taboo that just the sight of it is a little shocking. So I guess like, I don't know, maybe I hate to even make this comparison, but like, in the Jim Crow South, you wouldn't really see, people, black people in white areas. That was a very taboo thing.
No, you're right.
Kind of shocking to see.
Or
Maybe that's what they're going for.
Let's use that same example, and let's say you've got a black man and a white woman that have been dating secretly, and they just go strolling down Main Street together. I mean, that's that same shock value, right? The difference is obviously now they can't do what they used to do then, thank God. But this is pretty absurd here. She's a sex worker. She claims to be a sex worker. So there's that going for her. But Naked Athena is this is a very, I don't know. Let's go to Dan in Madison. Dan from Madison. My name's Zach. There's a fury arising in me, and I'm taking my clothes off. Bring it in here.
Well, My first question is, are you ripped?
No. You kidding me? I got the dad bod of all dad bods. I took dad bod to a new extreme.
And my second question, did this woman have a rockin' hot body?
I'm not going to comment on that personally, Dan. But you can't really see. I mean, look, she's not fat, okay? I mean, you can't see anything in the images that I'm looking at. It's all posed to be very much propaganda-ish, but I'm just trying to wrap my mind around why, like, what it is about I see cops, I'm angry, I need to be naked. Like, how did that? The logic just isn't working for me here.
Well, maybe she's, thinking that this might be her last day on Earth, because when you come on Earth, you're naked. When you leave, you're naked.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Well, that may be some, probably not something to do with it, but
maybe she's just trying to make him feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I just don't understand, like, this whole, like, the hashtag Me Too thing and the women's movement and all that, right? Like, they're all about women not being mistreated by men and not being assaulted, and their body is theirs, and consent and this and that, and I get all that, and I'm all in. By the way, just before because I will get the emails and I will get called a misogynist, which isn't even a real thing, and all that'll happen. So before you go there, save your emails. 1, I'm not going to reply to. I probably won't even read it. 3, I don't care. I'm not that. I am with you, women. I stand with you. But taking your clothes off and walking around for Booby Day or whatever you call it in Washington, D.C. as a protest for women's rights, I can't tie those two together. I have a hard time understanding the logic between the Me Too protest wanting to walk around without their clothes on.
They're trying to normalize. They're trying not to make the female body be so sexualized, I think, is what it is. They're just trying to make it more normal, which I agree with you. I don't think it's really helping their cause, but that's kind of their mindset, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I just think it's a misguided attempt here. I mean, you've done nothing to those cops but give them something to look at. Now, you roll Big Mama Womp Womp out there, you might punish some people, but, I mean... Nobody punished here. That's all I'm going to say. Nobody punished here. I've got an idea. Let's run into an active war zone naked. Yeah, sounds good. There's a fury in me. I'm naked. I just don't.
That might work.
Dude, some of the poses and some of the... Again, you can't see anything in these pictures, so don't think we're sitting here like staring at some... You can't see anything. I
haven't even seen the pictures.
Lord have mercy. Just imagine, look, Victoria ain't got no secrets, okay? No secrets left. Golly. I don't understand this. Okay, a couple things that I want to touch on before the end of the show. If you've got something to add here at the end, 1-866-494-WVNN, 1-866-494-WVNN. Give us a call, talk to us. A couple things. DC's mayor exempts politicians from strict quarantine rules, but says normal people must follow them. Oh, man. Okay. Mayor Muriel Bowser, a Democrat, shocker, issued a proclamation and stated, all residents and persons traveling from a high-risk area within the prior 14 days for non-essential travel must be self-quarantined for 14 days following their return or arrival to the district, except for lawmakers. So, Nancy Pelosi, Steny Hoyer, I don't even know if I said that right, Jim Clyburn, Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, all exempt. Okay, cool. Like, this is the embodiment of the government. This is like the one-page embodiment of everything that is the ruling class and everybody else. Those of you that think socialism is a great idea, that's because you've never seen it or experienced it. It sounds good. It looks good. It's very ideal. It's idyllic in a way. I mean, it's on paper, it looks fantastic. But go look at any country that has socialism or communism as its government, and you have the ruling class and everybody else. Ask Cuba. Ask China. Ask Nicaragua. Ask Honduras. Right? I mean, it doesn't work, and this is what you get. You get Obamacare where, hey, everyone else, here's your rules except for you guys. You guys are good. You don't have to go by these rules. You shouldn't be able to make laws that don't apply to you. I think that should be rule number one for lawmakers. If you make a law, it's got to also apply to you. Exemptions from laws you make is just temptation for corruption. And then the last piece of news that I want to talk about today, and usually if we're in a good conversation, great, but I wanted to make sure I hit these at the beginning of the week so you have something to be mad about on Mondays. CDC and CDC, Robert Redfield admitted American hospitals have monetary incentive to inflate coronavirus death counts. Did you hear that for those in the back? During a hearing by the House Oversight and Reform Select Subcommittee on Coronavirus, why do they make these names so long? The House Oversight and Reform Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Crisis. Like, hey, Coronavirus Committee. Does that Connor, you're the English major. Does that accomplish the same thing?
Yeah, but I mean formally, I guess you gotta go through all the official naming.
Yeah, but that's
systems.
my point. Formally is stupid. Anyways, I think you're correct, quote, in that we've seen this in other disease processes too. Really, in the HIV epidemic, somebody may have a heart attack but also have HIV. The hospital would prefer the classification for HIV because there's greater reimbursement. Wait a minute. Okay, so now I'm getting it. We've heard everybody talk about how hospitals make more money off coronavirus. Why? Your payment, your insurance payouts, or your whatever, like the way that medical things are billed and coded, different codes have different prices. And so if you die of X, the payout might be Y. If you die of Z, it might be Z, or the payout is probably Y plus 50% because Z is inherently a more expensive disease to treat. Does that make sense? So the harder the disease is to treat and the more resources are required, I would assume insurance and stuff is going to pay out at a higher rate to reimburse the hospitals. And so there is an economic incentive for these hospitals to inflate these numbers. Now, does that mean every hospital is doing it inherently? I don't know. You tell me. Do people want to make more money or less money? I'll wait. There's got to be a better way than this. Connor, what do you think? How does this make you feel?
I'm sorry,
How does it make you feel that there is an absolute economic incentive for hospitals to inflate coronavirus numbers? Proven.
Probably not a good system to have in place.
I mean, I don't understand. Like, how can we? But then we're told to trust the numbers. And it's like there's just no way to do this. Listen, your Monday morning of Hometown Heartbeat's been a good one. We're excited to be back with you, ready for the week. We've got guests coming in all week. We've got all kinds of stuff planned for you. It's going to be a good week. In the meantime, make sure you go to thehometownheartbeat.com. Check out the website. I need you to go click the podcast up top, subscribe, follow, give us a rate, go to Facebook, click like that page, follow me on Twitter at YourBeardedHost. We're super excited to be back, and I've got no kid this week, so plenty of sleep. I'm gonna be refreshed. I'm gonna have lots of energy. You better hang tight. It's gonna be a good week here on Hometown Heartbeat. I am your big, beautiful, bearded host, checking in with producer Connor, DJ Dallas, thehometownheartbeat.com. We'll see you tomorrow.